Yes. You guys ready? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that right now. George and Beth, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. All right. Let's welcome everybody. We are live.
Yay.
All right. Well, it has been a wonderful week. Thank you for joining in. Where's the camera? Right here. And we were just having a wonderful, lively conversation. I wanted to share that with everybody. And this is for anybody that is, they have their own business. They are trying to create income in the world right now. They've been laid off. Whatever the situation is, we were just talking about a principle, whether it's a job or whether you're looking to have fun and have an adventure somewhere, whatever it may be. We were just talking about our businesses, and we talked about, well, how are people finding you right now? I mean, one of the doctors here is not advertising. And so the question is, well, how is she getting people showing up every day? And Beth, I'm going to call on you real quick, if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
And George and you were having this discussion. I think everyone here, as far as the doctors, I know this happens to myself as well, is that I think about, when I'm thinking about I'm ready for new people to come in, it means I'm open somehow, and then people start arriving. So Beth, George asked a question about, George, what was the question you asked about how, you were basically asking how she was getting new people connecting to her business, because she's providing a service.
It was how you're reaching out to the people that are already in your practice but haven't been in for a while. Because there's, like a lot of my
I'm not very good with that. I sent out an email for the first time in my career to like existing patients, and no one came in yet. But I'm not very good. I'm just really it's just not my
they're
thing.
still in shock, probably.
What'd you say?
They're still in shock. Wait, you sent us an email?
No, I mean,
So George is having a little fun with Beth there and dropping her up a little bit. But Beth, it's not like you're not actively engaging emails out there, yet people are showing up this week. That's what I'm understanding. Is that right?
Yeah.
And
I'm very grateful. And I set intentions like George,
yes.
even before this pandemic, because I've been doing this like 24 years maybe. And not always great. So we learn from our, stuff. So you learn to be wiser, like George says. And I have a front desk person, and even on the phone, if somebody calls and I happen to pick it up, I'm just like, oh, I want to get in today. I'm a new patient. I need to be. And I'm just like, well, I can do it tomorrow. No, I can't wait. I'm like, okay. So I want people who are meant to be here. I don't want just anybody. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
You learn to be, I set my intention every day, like the people that are supposed to come to me, have them come, and the people that aren't, have them go somewhere else. And that's freedom too. Like I'm not supposed to see every patient, and that's okay. And not everybody's going to like me, and I'm okay with that.
So as you, go ahead, yeah. Please keep going.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's a big part of it, and I believe that. And like, I think I got a little burnt out like George, like, I don't want a new patient coming in, spending over an hour pouring I pour everything into them, and they're like, I just rather have them be a little bit more serious about coming in first than just any patient. I don't want just a new patient. I would like a patient that really wants to to get my unique services.
Loves your secret sauce. We'll say that, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. So why I said that, because chiropractic and the art, it's an art to how we deliver the science and the philosophy of our understanding, and that's the artwork.
Right.
And it sounds like, if I could make another analogy, you're looking for someone who appreciates and values your delivery of art.
Yes.
Right. And so the other piece, this is for everyone watching now. Everyone who's what I want to say is, what you're doing is clarifying what you prefer. Yes. And then what happens is, it's like, oh, it just shows up.
Yes.
And now that, I also will comment for anyone, if you're just getting started with that kind of idea, Beth has momentum in her life with this.
I never thought about that, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, think about when you've just first learned how to be, you just graduated. I don't know your personal story as far as your business, did you work for somebody? Did you open your own thing?
I did it all.
Exactly.
I did everything, and this is my second practice I opened up. So there's been a lot of, but that's okay. We learn from our experiences. Yeah.
Right. And I know in my experience, it's based on my feeling, my momentum, my giving, my if I'm balanced, I can give better. If I'm not balanced, I can't give better. And the universe, it's like there's a response to that in life. Yeah. And I think all of us observe that within our patients. And then somehow it translates into observing I see observing myself as I'm giving advice sometimes. I'm like, wait, that was for me.
Right. Yes.
Most of my advice is for me.
Yes. Well, same.
And in this world, so in this life, there's this there's a book. It's called Life is a Mirror. It's from like the 1960s. What was the guy's name? I think he's passed since now. It was one of those, I'll just say it this way, hippie movements, the progressive movement of consciousness and reality. And the book literally looks like a mirror. And it goes along with what I would call natural law, where as above, so below, as within, so without, so you choose as you remember, things like that. There's a couple other sayings that go with that, but there's this reflection internally and externally that seems to be giving us feedback. Even in psychology, there's the idea of projecting your feelings on somebody else when it's nothing to do with their experience. It's just your thoughts of what they're thinking of you. Yes. And that may not be true.
Right.
So there's all this interesting give and take with energy and perception, and of course, what you're opening to, what you accept, what you intend. And this is kind of the theme we've been talking about over the last couple months. Our intentions matter. And the why behind why we do things. That's a big question right there. So, okay, let's let's take that next step. We're here at Synergy Sessions, and hello everybody, welcome if it's your first time tuning in. We always do 3 phases. That's how I see it. We have our warm-up conversation. Sometimes we watch a video. Sometimes we have a great topic of discussion that I just thought that changed my plans. This is exactly what we need to discuss right now. And then we go into the intention setting and the I'm calling it an alignment session versus a healing session. I'm not healing anybody. I don't know about you guys, but that's the wisdom within healing the individual. And then we have our debriefing, part 3. We break down what we saw, what we felt, what we experienced. Okay, so hi, Vesna, Sasha. You joined us, Sasha. You're traveling. Thank you for glad you made it. Thank you for listening in.
Got a good signal.
Good. And Vesna, thank you.
Thank you.
What did you hear in that conversation that Beth and George were having that I commented on? What was important for you about what they were saying that you think is important for other people to hear?
How the attraction works.
How the attraction works.
I find it interesting. For me, sometimes sort of like it always goes a little bit up and down, and sometimes it goes down. And I've learned now when it sort of goes a little bit down, something else comes in, like an invitation to go somewhere, do something, or to go through some process. I think, well, it's just perfect. It's always just perfect.
I love how you said when basically one door closes, another one opens. Yeah, and there is this perfection. And I think we can all do this in our lives, is we see where we are today, And then we go, well, how did I get here?
Mm.
And you go to these little points in time of your life, and you're like, wow, because of that relationship, maybe think this way, and that maybe choose this, and this helped me choose that. And it's like this wonderful winding road, and here we are. And of course, there's adventures ahead of us.
Mm.
Okay, so, well, life has been interesting, to say the least. So
Yes.
we're setting our intentions, and each doctor is going to comment on something they think is appropriate for their life and the collective that they're tuning into. And each of us watching this, whenever you're watching this, wherever you're watching this, tuning into the here and now allows you to connect with us, and then you will have a shift at some level that will inform or influence your physical reality. So with that being said, Vesna, let's start with you today. What are you intending? What are you working on? What are you picking up?
Be present.
Presence. Okay, very good. Makes you want to take a deep breath and just be quiet for a minute.
Exactly.
Thank you for that reminder. And I think that will be wise today, very wise. And Sasha.
Do some OD regarding my elderly mother, which is where I am at the moment, and just see what happens.
Okay, so you are responding in the moment. I could say it another way. Beautiful.
Yep.
What a great, again, that's presence. Very nice. And Beth, your thoughts for today?
Yeah, I love the presence. And I think, like I said last week, sometimes I put a lot of pressure on myself, but just to really offer hope in a lot of the negative, hope and healing, and our body can heal in all the amongst the midst of the craziness, to give people that hope, because a lot of people are losing it, or they're forgetting it, or right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So when I hear that, to me that means I have to be on, so to speak, standing on the rock. I have to be the lighthouse, keep shining the light.
Yes,
right?
lighthouse. I love that. Love the lighthouse. Yes.
Yeah, that's the analogy, because no matter what storm comes, that light keeps
Yes.
shining no matter what. And and it helps people. It's a beacon, right? It helps people maintain understanding where they are in the world, where they are in the ocean. Wow, what a great analogy right now. The stormy seas.
Yes.
Yeah, excuse me. Thank you, Beth. Great reminder. And Dr. George.
I was looking around when she said lighthouse. There's usually a picture of a lighthouse on the wall over here. I think I moved it. I've got a number of them around here. Lighthouse. I love it. So my message is kind of works on two levels, body, mind, and spirit. And we want to preserve the union of those, but also the union in America, because we're on the brink of civil war again. And I think we want to preserve the union every possible way. Union of intelligence, force, and matter, and the people who are destined to live as one in this country and the world, for instance. So union.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, so with that being said, thank you, Dr. George. So let's connect right now with the presence that is within. And there is things happening externally, but that's not the important piece right now. There's nothing more important than your personal peace of mind, your personal connection within to that place that is that stillness that allows you to respond in the moment. So we're going to be doing that right now. I am attempting to organize the music so we can get that going. And there we are. That'll be good there. Bear with me 1 second. And I think we'll be good here. We shall see. The computer will cooperate at some point. So, doctors, go ahead and let's begin. Is everybody still working?
No, finished.
Okay. All right, Doctor. Let's see. I'm going to start with Sasha today. Sasha, what did you notice today? What did you pick up? What was the message on your end?
Picked up a Reiki symbol, which wasn't really just a personal thing. Innate said it's for absolutely everybody, so that's where it went.
Fantastic. And any insights about what that Reiki symbol is? Tell us what that means
It's
to you.
come up before. It's the one that connects us back to the earth.
Okay. Thank you for relating that. I will say I had quite the experience of feeling like energy was coming up from the ground. Like I was being connected. So, and at the same time, George had this lovely laugh of an insight. And it all happened at the same moment. So that was very beautiful for me. Thank you.
Well, it does. That's what it's for. It's for connecting us back to the earth.
So needed. We are of the earth, aren't we? Everything we find in
Absolutely.
the body is found in the earth.
Absolutely.
Very beautiful. Okay. Excuse me, Vesna. What did you notice today?
I noticed I was taking deep breaths myself. What came up, the emotion of being rejected, and I had off-body adjustment, but very unusual. It was as if it was to be expanding rather instead of going towards the body. It was like going off the body, away from the body. That's it.
Thank you. And Beth, what did you notice today?
I noticed I got sphenoid in C1, and then I got the emotion regret. And then I also got kind of like the morphogenic field or the energy field kind of in back of me. And that's all I got.
Okay. Where in the back area would you say that was?
Oh, sorry.
Like, give me a vertebrae level. What do you think?
Oh, sorry. It's right there. I'd probably say T3 to T6.
Okay, so the upper part of the
Better with each other. I removed any, addressed any animosities or discordance between people, which kind of suited the intention today, didn't it? With the union and all. Yeah. So, yeah. Then it downloaded after that.
Yeah, very beautiful. Essentially, there's this, how I look at what you were describing, it's kind of like wearing sunglasses in the sense of we only look at certain things a certain way. Like certain people always fill a certain role for us. And then we always perceive a certain thing about that individual. And then no matter what they do, no matter what they say, we hold them to that belief that we have about them. Yeah. And now that's the subluxation between people, that interference between people. And then as we free that, it's like we can accept, I can accept your opinion. I can accept your difference. I can accept you have a different knowledge, a different life. I've never walked in those shoes. So there's some honor I need to provide. There's some respect. There's some desire to understand. So maybe you have knowledge I want to know that could help me versus being all conflicting.
It's like if if human beings are cells in the body of mankind, there's going to be some heart cells, there's going to be some brain cells, some muscle cells. They all have their job to do. And when we start having fights with each other, that's not cool.
Right. Well, that creates a disharmony within the body. And that, of course, we diagnose that as disease and illness. And, well, I mean, just translate that into the environment, translate that into pretty much every level of our society right now. And when there's disharmony, well, you can see what's happening. So I like harmony. I like harmony.
Me too.
So I got to tell you, there was a couple moments of just pure wonderfulness. Like I said, I had this grounding feeling. I found, for me, it was a lot of sacral on the body adjustments, but then more of the energetic off the body, morphogenic field component. For me, I was working over the headspace area, but really the two ends of the seesaw, the brain and the skull and the pelvis areas. And then there was there's a moment of great joy, and like I would equate it to walking towards the top of the mountain. Like there's still work to do. There's a target. But I think what we're doing here, everyone who's connecting, is ascending somewhere to a higher place. I'm going to interpret my own vision there. And
I like that.
I mean, look at all the spiritual teachers of all time. It's going within. It's peace. It's presence, groundedness, unification, and then the intention that you and Beth started talking about in the beginning of our time, clarifying what it is that we want, that we do, and then it's provided. It's pretty wonderful thing. So I think what's happening here is that we are helping clarify the intention of presence. And that feels really good to me. So anybody else want any final thoughts, any final input, comments, insights? What do you have there? Anybody? Okay, we are in a peaceful place. So
I was going to say, I was just feeling very peaceful, which is great.
Can you be comfortable in silence is the question. Without the cell phone, without the TV, without the technology, just you and nature. Beautiful and poignant. Thank you, everyone, for joining in today. What a lovely Synergy Solution Sessions, another special edition. Thank you for joining in. We'll be going live again next Wednesday at 12 noon. Check the link in the description, synergysolutionsessions.com. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Next Wednesday.
Nice to see you all.
Yep.